on Instagram and Facebook at the same time. Don't know how that's going to go. Wish me luck. Anyway, the difference between willpower and discipline. So I posed that question to my audience yesterday, and I got some really great responses. Basically, everything from there's not much difference between the two to some pretty comical explanations. There's a pretty colourful one that I reposted. And then actually some people sent me through some great kind of practical examples between the two. So I really like that. And I will probably drip feed those over the coming week. But anyway, the key differences that I see between willpower and discipline is that willpower, in a sense, is kind of like in the moment, right? It feels like really intense. You get this burst of like focused energy, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this thing, and I'm going to do it anyway, even if I don't feel like it. And you feel like you've conquered something, right? It's like kind of like this rush of adrenaline. Yeah, kicked something, right? Problem is that it actually diminishes, as we know if you've done the Woke Willpower webinar. Willpower is basically like a phone battery, right? You can keep playing with the buttons and exercising your willpower, but it'll only get you so far. And this is where, so that's one key difference between self-discipline. The other difference between willpower and self-discipline, self-discipline is more around continually doing the right thing and feels less intense, right? And it's also about being supported by the right structure to do so. So, for example, if you're going to learn a new thing, then generally you attend a class and you've got set times and days that you would go and attend those classes, and then you've got homework, right? So, at a minimum, you'll rock up to those classes, hopefully, right? And you'll actually put in the self-discipline over time to actually learn something new. It's the same. So basically, it's like the habit formation that actually sets you up for success. And then the idea is then that both work together, because you only need a little bit of willpower to actually adhere to the structure that you've created to basically become self-disciplined. So self-discipline, in a sense, is like the end product of where you've directed and used your willpower in the right way to start forming the habits. And obviously then, self-discipline becomes far more powerful and effective than willpower, because we're not relying on it in a day-to-day or a moment-to-moment way to get things done that are congruent with our goals. So self-discipline is, and structure, is actually what gives us the freedom and also helps us on the trajectory in terms of keeping us on track with our goals. So very important application with health and fitness. Now, the other thing is as well is that there's kind of like this pervasive notion that anybody with, a six-pack or whatever, it leads a very disciplined life, that they don't have any fun and they only do really disciplined things. And that's not entirely true, and you don't necessarily need that amount of self-discipline, which is some of the stuff I'm going to unpack in the free live webinar next Wednesday. So it will be recorded, so I know that there's a couple of people in my audience, or a couple of different time zones now that everybody's global and so on. So we run live at 4 p.m. next Wednesday, but the replay will be available only to those who register. So make sure that you register. The link will be in the comments, or you type "whip it" below, or "whip it" real good. And I'll get Jay to actually get you signed up for that webinar, so we can send you the replay directly to watch in your own time. Now, there will be a couple of handouts. It'll be interactive, so I would recommend that you actually join the Zoom call rather than just catching it on the Facebook Live. And it will be broadcast in the, I think in one of the Facebook groups. I'm just not sure which one yet. So make sure you're a member of those groups. And there will be some freebies as well. So I will, but they'll only be available for, sort of in halfway through the webinar. So you have to actually rock up. And yeah, you'll be able to get access to those free resources as well. So yeah, hope that you will join us. If you have any questions, just comment below or DM. And yeah, I'll keep releasing a little bit more info as we go. Enjoy your Thursday. Bye.